Hey guys, this weekend will be a special 10x summoning event for both HEX and LASEER. This video is titled, should you roll or should you summon? And the answer is yes, if you typically are a person who's waiting to summon for particular good heroes and you want to know if a particular weekend is worth summoning on, then I would say yes, in my opinion. Both of these heroes have a strong place in the game and both are very good. LASEER is good in Gear Raid 1 especially, so if you've already cleared stage 21, then he's not really going to provide a lot for you in the current game, though he does have the unique ability of a complete heal block, which at the moment is the only complete heal block in the game. The only alternative being Zealous' manuscript, which is restricted as an artifact for Zealous himself. And at max level, I think it's only around 45% healing restriction. So LASEER is the only real good heal block in the game, which makes him very valuable and a good niche hero. Now onto HEX. A lot of what I say on HEX kind of gets misconstrued and pulled out of context. So I just want to really clearly say this. HEX is a very, very good DPS. He's a great hero. He's probably the best single target magic damage nuker in the game. He absolutely obliterates. So I just want to say that. He is just generally a really good hero to have. He's fantastic in Guild Boss, of course, and I find him really, really good in Void Rift. Void Rift, you tend to need some magic damage, and you tend to fight against a few select enemies that are quite tanky. So HEX is really good in Void Rift. He's also really good in Chapter 9, and he also has the ability to avoid damage and go invisible, which can be really, really nice especially in Chapter 9. So I do really like HEX. I think he's fantastic. I use him a lot. So the part that gets misconstrued a bit is I've said I don't think he's quite as good as people hype him up to be. So I really want to kind of elaborate what I mean on that. Obviously, this is just my opinion. My opinion is entirely subjective. Everyone has their own opinion, and that's good. And I'm definitely going to be wrong on some things. So just to very simply clarify my stance on HEX, because I just want to make it clear, my entire opinion is just that he is a little bit more specialized than the hype portrays. He seems to be made out as if he's this top tier hero who's going to carry you throughout the game. From my experience, he is not really a gear raid hero. And in my opinion, gear raids are the most important part of the game for the majority of the player base. From the people watching my videos to a load of people in the Discords and people that I see in the game, most people are still progressing in gear raids on stages 18, 19, 20. Those are where the bulk of players are at. And in my opinion, HEX is not going to make a big difference in that content. Maybe he can help you out in Gear Raid 1 if he does work out to be a kind of like a Silas type hero in Gear Raid 1. I'll test that in a coming video. But generally, I don't think he's going to be giving people the progression in the gear raids, which is going to be the most beneficial for them. So a lot of my content is focused on that kind of demographic of players. If you've already beat stages 20, 21 of the gear raids, then you don't really care about pulling LASEER. You don't need Laura when she gets added to give you the gear raid free clearance. Then you focus more on heroes like HEX, because HEX is just going to be a great hero going forward. And right now, in Guild Boss, he's going to be fantastic. In Void Rift or Nightmare, he's going to absolutely decimate. I think for players who are still progressing in the gear raids, the more important heroes for them are going to be heroes like LASEER and Allura. That is basically all my opinion is. Of all the heroes due to come out, he is absolutely one of the best remaining. So this weekend, back to the original topic, is a really good weekend to summon on. These are both really good heroes. LASEER is less of a good hero than HEX, but I think for progressing players, LASEER may offer a bit more progression than HEX will in the gear raids. Outside of the gear raids, LASEER will not get that much use, at least from what I've seen. I haven't actually had LASEER, I have had HEX. Anyway, I'm going to make a pretty detailed video on HEX. I'm going to test a bunch of stuff out, including his awakenings, and I'll hopefully have that up before the weekend. I don't know if I need to make a video on LASEER, to be honest. I think he's pretty straightforward. The ultimate is quite clean cut in how it works. But we'll see. If a lot of people want it, then maybe I'll try and find time to make it. But yeah, I'll focus on HEX a bit more because I think he is the bigger hero of the two. I'll do some damage tests on him and we'll see just how strong he is. Anyway, that's it. Kind of a long ramble on certain points, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. They are really good heroes. HEX especially is a very, very good hero. So yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck this weekend summoning for them. All the best. Take care and bye-bye.